Xin Chào from Ho Chi Minh City. Today is a very exciting day because we are going to the best restaurant in the country. This is one of the best restaurants in all of Asia according to World's 50 Best. This restaurant is so good that Time Out ranked Ho Chi Minh City as the 4th best city in the entire world for a culinary destination. It has a Michelin star. It's in the 50 best restaurants in all of Asia. It is the best restaurant in Vietnam. I cannot wait to take a bite. Let's go.
Hey, perfect timing too.
Oh yeah, exactly on time.
6 on the dot.
An means eat in Vietnamese. Its Chef Peter is from Da Lat, where his mom runs a noodle shop. You can definitely say Vietnamese cooking is in his blood. Born during the war times, Chef Peter fled the country as a child in 1975 and settled in America. He graduated from Yale and became a successful investment banker. But something was missing. He needed adventure, so he enrolled at Le Cordon Bleu, sharpened his skills working at some of the world's top restaurants, and is now one of the most successful chefs in the world. In 2017, he returned to Vietnam, a country that, like Chef Peter, has reinvented itself many times and opened An. And we are definitely ready to eat.
So they gave us this menu, got great information about each of the dishes. So I asked Madison, which menu are we trying today? She said, that's the menu.
All of it. We got the chef's tasting menu. It's so funny though because we're like bawling out. We got the most expensive tasting menu, and yet they were like, "Do you want water?" And I was like, "Oh, it costs money.
Hey,
I have to pay for water."
Old habits die hard.
The vibes here are so fun though. It's very casual. Like there's definitely there's people dressed up and there's people dressed in shorts. You can smell the dill. Activated the fragrance.
The cool air is nice too. It's like cooling me down. Great starter. We have smoked caviar egg, chicken egg, fish egg, or caviar, and uni to top it all off with some liquid nitrogen for flair, and it activates that dill and just aerates it, puts it right into your nose for you. So already you're eating without taking a single bite. I just had to relish that. The creaminess of the egg cuts the caviar so nicely. Caviar is strong flavor, right? But this creaminess just coats your mouth, and then each caviar bubble just pops. Just fills your mouth with flavor, umami, just some nice richness, and unfortunately, it's just one bite because I could eat 6 of them.
This is a Vietnamese spring roll with foie gras and truffle. Can you ask for anything more? This is insane. This should be a scented candle. And if you're wondering how we know when to eat it with our hands, when to eat it with chopsticks, they tell you, which I absolutely love about going to a restaurant like this because you're seeing these things and served in ways that you've never seen them before. So she said to add the herbs, eat it. I'm really glad we get 2 for this one because I have a feeling it's going to be incredible. And there's some mango sauce on it. Oh, cheers. That is incredible. The rich, fatty foie gras flavor combined with the incredible umami of the truffle. This is fantastic. We're literally 2 bites in, and I'm like, yes, you're right. This is the best restaurant in Vietnam. Yes, you're right. This is one of the best restaurants in all of Asia. This is phenomenal. I feel like it's gonna keep getting better. I've eaten so many spring rolls since being here in Vietnam, and to be getting to have it in such a unique and elevated way is just the most incredible, special experience. I absolutely love this.
Oh my gosh, I was already really excited about this dish, but it's always the secret ingredient that they don't put on the menu. The pate inside of this mini banh mi is sea urchin. Saigon pate. Served on a special Ănăn paper, just like you would get a banh mi on the street. So this is a mini banh mi. So we got an air baguette on the outside, a pate on the inside, sea urchin pate, and then Wagyu A5 beef, wrapping it with a little caviar on the top, because why not? Cheers. They got me so good. I was not expecting it to break like that. It's like a very, very thin cracker, hollow on the inside, filled to the brim with pate. Guys, we need to put Wagyu A5 in all banh mi's moving forward. That's the new bar that's been set. Nothing below that will be accepted. Beautiful, beautiful. It's like a naked piece of Wagyu A5, just the way it should be. Because that meat can hold its own. It does not need any help whatsoever. The pate, actually really, really smooth, very approachable flavor, even though it's got uni in it. Just adding that little bit of flavor of the sea right at the end. Very light, very approachable, very delicious. Without a doubt, the most unique banh mi I've ever had. I'll take another one. I'm delicious. So I heard you like prawn. So I put prawn on your prawn so you can prawn while you prawn. That's this dish. Main attraction is the Mekong River prawn. Not to be overshadowed though by the sweet prawn. I love sweet prawn. Love it as a sushi. In here as well, there's like little mini prawns, the type that you often dry and just adds this great umami to things. And then the mousse is also a prawn mousse of the chow tom variant. It seems a little intimidating, right? Like, how do I approach this dish? It's not intimidating at all because they even cut your food for you. Like, how it couldn't get easier. You take it, you put it on the delicious sauce. The thing with really good restaurants like this is that it's actually really difficult to describe what you're eating, because to me, that was just prawn. It just happened to be the prawniest prawn you've ever had. And like, when you get like a nice, juicy, meaty prawn, you're like, oh yeah, that's a good prawn. Just imagine that times 3, 4, and that's what you have here. Just like the prawn. And that's the beauty of it. It's not like a super crazy spicy sauce or like super greasy, fatty, like, no, it's just that ingredient in its purest, best form. Sweet prawn by itself. And where that one was that like meaty essence, like almost like lobstery prawn. This is the buttery, creamy, a little bit of sweetness in there, but just melts in your mouth. Very little bite. And having those two right beside each other, bite after bite, oh man. The A to Z of prawn is what you're getting here. In Vietnam, those mini prawns, everything. Like shrimpy popcorn is how I would describe that. Take that how you will.
Look at this. Absolutely stunning. What do you see right away on the top? Gold. Inspired by the street waffle. It has like a salmon mousse in the bottom, creme fraiche above that. Some of these ingredients, it's a little bit in the French style, which is cool because we're really getting a look at like the history of Vietnam with like classic Vietnamese street food, but served and prepared in a very unique way, period, but with a slight French influence. There's salmon caviar and there's dill cream. These are all like some of my favorite ingredients, plus the gold to top it off. This is phenomenal. I'm just a fan of smoked salmon and dill to begin with. That combination, fire. This, the perfect presentation of that. The waffle is so perfectly crispy, and it has this kind of almost like bitter flavor to it itself that's so good. Dill's providing like the good fresh flavor. And the cream is just like coating and pairing with the strong smoky, salmony, bitter flavors. I'm gonna take a bite against the gold and the caviar just to top this all off. I'm in love. Yes. And caviar bursting and adding that salty sea flavor on top of it all is the icing on the cake. This is so good and such a fun presentation as well. This is Cha Pa Hanoi black cod with turmeric and dill. Every single dish we're trying today is inspired from a dish in a different region or different city here in Vietnam. So this is inspired by a dish from Hanoi that is like catfish that they fry at the table with like a dill and a turmeric. That's on my list to try when we go to Hanoi, so check out that video in the future. But here we are getting the most unique, fancy version of it. I always love restaurants like this. You can just see how perfectly and delicately everything was placed. There's so much precision. There's like these tiny little flowers. It is a beautiful dish, beautifully plated, but we're not here just to look at it. Somebody's got to do the work of destroying and eating it. Get some of the turmeric and the dill sauce. The fish itself is incredible. It is buttery and it is flaky. It is so good. It has a perfect char on the outside. The body of the turmeric plus the freshness of the dill is pairing together absolutely beautifully. Coming in, balancing it with the buttery fish, like it is out of this world. I am so excited to try the dish it's inspired by when we go to Hanoi. If it's even a quarter as good as this, it's probably gonna be one of my favorite dishes in all of Vietnam because this is so incredible. I think this is my favorite dish so far. This is one of those dishes where we're like, no, we can't drink yet. We can't have water yet. We can't have our drinks yet because like we just want to let this taste linger. It was that good.
The intermission, if you will, the palate cleanser before we get to the second half of this very large meal. It's a tamarind candy with a rice paper wrapper that you can eat whole. It's really mild and sweet tamarind. A little bit of chili in there too. To remind you, you're not done with the savories. We have a little more in store for you.
We have the banh cha. Banh cha is like one of the most famous dishes in Vietnam because this is the dish that Obama and Anthony Bourdain ate in Hanoi. They literally called it banh cha Bourdain here on the menu to honor Anthony Bourdain. Typically banh cha is like this meat with noodles. You dip it in like a broth and you add some veggies to it and it's just very delicious. But here we have the like very unique one bite banh cha.
That's gonna take a while.
Wow. They said one bite, but that is a big bite. That was so good. It had the tang, this like crisp texture from the noodles. It had this like delicious deep umami flavor, had the freshness from the shiso leaf, which is my favorite herb in the entire world. I can't believe that I went 30 years without it. Like I am in love with that herb. Like this was absolutely delicious. They also gave us beer to wash it down with. This is the Jasmine IPA that we actually had in our first video at the brewery. And this is just the perfect way to wash it down. What a fun way to get a taste for this delicious and one of the most famous foods you can have in Vietnam.
I was getting like a whole face full when she was pouring it over. So good. The steam coming from the consommé, just like bringing with it all those herbs. We have a dish inspired by foie, on bot lok, two types of dumplings, a black dumpling and a white dumpling. The black dumpling has beef and bone marrow, taking it to the next level. And then the white dumpling is shrimp, beef consommé on top, a little daikon, a little carrot, putting it all together. Have to start with that bone marrow black dumpling. The beef so so tender already. It just melts into your mouth. And then you get the bone marrow on top, just coating your entire palate. That is really, really nice. The shrimp dumpling. It's those little shrimp, the ones that are dried. Nice crunch, nice texture as well. Because they're dried, their flavor concentrates.
That's so dry, yeah?
I didn't know what I was finishing with, but I'm so glad I saved it for the end. That was like a boba of foie gras. You put it in your mouth. Really, really nice. In Hue, we saw the imperial citadel filled with diplomats and royalty, and this dish was fit for a king. We are back in Saigon with the pigeon roulade. Edit in whichever one is correct. It's 2 perfectly cooked pieces of pigeon on a bed of turmeric glutinous rice. I love glutinous rice. And the turmeric, just adding this nice umami depth to it as well. I'm sure the meat juices coming off of this nice medium rare pigeon is also adding to that flavor. Actually tastes a lot like duck in this preparation. Surprisingly juicy. Very, very nice. But really, the glutinous turmeric rice is just stealing the show. So good.
This is getting ridiculous. There are so many like premium ingredients that they have been using today. And we've moved on to dessert, and the dessert still has caviar. This is young coconut with caviar, a young coconut ice cream. There's some strawberry jam in there. This is so good. This like salty, sweet, savory combo. But definitely the coconut cream is what's like doing like the heavy lifting. Putting caviar in a dessert sounds crazy, but this is phenomenal. Absolutely love the salty, savory flavor that it is giving to this otherwise just sweet, creamy dish. Delicious. Some sort of fruit, don't eat the outside. This chocolate is actually from the chocolate shop we went to in our market tour souvenir video. A mango macaron. They printed the restaurant name on it, which is so fun. And then we have petit. Oh my god, that is crazy. It is like a spicy tomato with a little bit of like fruitiness to it as well. Like a spicy mango tomato. I can't believe there's that much flavor in this one little fruit. Did you guys hear what this is? Lantern fruit. Okay. This is crazy. This is a lantern fruit. Oh wow, and it'll light you up. Like I feel like I like am instantly more awake just from like the intensity of those flavors. That was incredible. It was super good. And the chocolate. And if I heard correctly, I think there's a fish sauce inside of it. I'm just letting it melt and savor in my mouth. It's so good. And it's like a caramel, coffee, chocolate, rich, sugary deliciousness. That is fantastic. That is like one of the best truffles I've ever had in my life. That is so good. The mango flavor is so strong and delicious. And it's just this crumbly, light macaron. Very, very good. And then finish it off with this tea. Cleanse your palate. Get some of the sugariness out of your mouth. It's just simple, a little bitter, but very, very nice, mellow, delicious flavor. can't believe this is over. This has been magical. What an incredible way to get a taste for Vietnamese food in such an elevated, elegant way. I absolutely love Vietnamese street food, and you should check out our food tour of Saigon video. This shows a lot of our favorite spots, sometimes sitting on like tiny stools on the side of the road. We absolutely love that as well. But every now and then to get an experience so special like this, it's just absolutely incredible.
Happy face. We weren't ready for this incredible night to end, so we came up to the rooftop bar to enjoy the views and a final drink. A fojito, a mojito with pho spices. And of course, it's fantastic. This whole night has been fantastic. It's so incredibly special to experience a place like this where the chefs are performing at the top of their field. I am so grateful for tonight and the times that we've had in this beautiful city so far. Thank you so much for joining us for this madventure. It's my birthday, and the best gift ever would be for you to hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me to hit 4,000 subscribers this month. Hit that like button. We'll see you on the next one, and until then, watch one of these videos. YouTube thinks you'll really like it. It could be your new favorite video.